Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while. It has. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure my last chit chat get ready with me was in like February. So back to how I usually do them. My hair's already done. So the video for that I'll link. I'm pointing up here, but I feel like it's the other side. So this side if it's this side if it's this side. But yeah, I'm gonna do my brows off camera. I'm gonna do my brows off camera because I feel like every time I do my brows on camera, they horrifically fail, or I get distracted, or it turns into like 20 minutes of me doing my brows, which is completely unnecessary because I can just do a brow tutorial separately. If y'all want a brow tutorial separately, just say that, because otherwise it feels like I'm kind of wasting time when I will definitely lose tangent and get into a topic, and then like my brow will be like, you know, yeah. So okay, so I'm at the point of no return with my brows, so I can just brush them out now and we're good. We should be good. Today's video, I'm thinking the title is going to be People Aren't Serious, and soft little self promo for my spoken word and my song Serious and Mars. Yeah, little soft shout out to myself with that track, because I said take you seriously, but with yourself you're not serious. I feel like that is just, it's really highlighting a lot of things that I observe. I made a TikTok the other day and I was talking about people's mentality not matching the responsibilities that they've given to themselves. Like, a lot of people choose a certain life for themselves and then they're confused that they need to act accordingly. And it's like, it shouldn't even be acting, you know, that's your role. Like, that's what you're supposed to do to fulfill the requirements of the responsibilities you've given yourself. Because I feel like people try to be funny and make it seem like when you're a certain age you can't do certain things, like gaming and skating. Like, I was skating the other day and someone really popped up, and obviously my stuff is public because I've made content for a long time and networking, so it needs to be public. Someone popped up and was like, oh, skating at your big age. And it's like, what do you mean? You sell drugs at your age. Why are you talking? You're still selling drugs. Like, what does that say about you? People that have responsibilities that would be deemed as risks, you know, like you shouldn't be behaving a certain way or surrounding yourself with certain energy because of the responsibilities you have. You see people that have kids in their buggy and they're like looking around to fight other girls, but because they have their baby with them, they know those girls can't attack them, but they will provoke those females for another time. And it's like, why is that your mindset? Shouldn't you be thinking about your kids and what you're passing on to them? But as someone did comment, a lot of us were brought up, sadly, in an environment of violence. So we think that's the norm. And I've spoken about this before. Yes, a lot of us grew up and have trauma. Yeah, the trauma happened to us. It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility to heal said trauma, acknowledge it, and do the shadow work and learn yourself and the things you like and what you want for yourself in order to be better than the people that perpetrated those things onto us. A lot of people are aware of the trauma that happened to them, and then they go forth and inflict that onto other people and then still blame the people that inflicted it on them for why they're like that. And it's like, no, but you had the chance to change and you're choosing to be a crash out in your mid-20s all the way until you're like mid-50s, and then you're alone or you're angry at the world and you're still blaming people that are now dead as to why you treat the rest of the world how you treat them. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. And like, sometimes I think maybe people are tone deaf. Like, I've been in lives where people are talking about their experiences, or other people want advice about how to move out. And obviously, I've lived through all of that experience. So I'm not going to shy away from talking about it or giving other people advice when it's going to do them better. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people's parents are just using the assets of the child. Like, people are taking their children's universal credit if they're not working, taking their student finance, taking out loans in their kid's name, having their kids pay majority of the rent, which still, you know, people saying, oh, I put in a separate account to give to, no, because I can understand why a lot of us believe that and why people believe that that is happening, but majority of the time it is not the case. Parents are lying and they're using it to go on holidays, buy cars, live lavish, feed whatever substance addictions they have, and then the child is left to learn how to live life or learn how to struggle. Rich people don't have to learn how to struggle. They have everything. They have the resources. If they burn through the money and their parents are dead, then they have to struggle. It's like you did that to yourself. A lot of us are born into poverty, and that's not our choice. Our parents decided to have us. And as much as people say back in my day, 20 to 30 years ago, everything was different. There's a housing crisis now. There's a job market crash. There's fake job listings. There's social media. There's so much more pressure for expectations. And this is why I preach to people that they need to decenter their life from the expectations of their family, because a lot of family takes advantage of people, and a lot of girls and guys need to decenter their life away from their close friends that don't align with them or have complete different environments, because eventually it gets to the point where you're trying to explain things to people that don't even want to understand or want to help you. If you're trying to save to get a place and your friends are all the time laughing at you for being at work, eventually you're just going to feel like, why are these people even around me? You know, are these people even my friend if they're trying to tempt you into basically ruining your future? Realistically, other people can make that risk or do things because other people are allowed to have different morals, because that's a privilege they have. Not everyone has that. So it's really confusing to me why people get so offended and so shocked when others decenter their life away from people that don't align with them. And I was speaking about this because the word for that is called eremission, when you retreat back into the things that you want to do and you pull your energy back, not because other people have done anything, but just because of your own need for inner solitude and being alone and just reflecting. And a lot of the time, like when I'd be going through anything, or I just felt like I needed to reflect or map out my life a bit better or double check where I'm at in my path, Sirius is crying his little heart out. I've locked him out because he keeps jumping on the computer. I think he likes the lights. But yeah, when I'm trying to like pinpoint and just make sure that I'm taking my plan with my life seriously, people get so offended and want an explanation and feel like I'm not helping them. And it's like, it's crazy to me that I've been in positions that other people can't handle it, to be fair. Not everyone can handle the same pressure as other people. And it shows because people try to brush it off when you're going through things, or when you've literally witnessed them act like what you're going through is nothing. And then when they're on the brink of going through the same thing, they suddenly want you to help. I can't deal with them vampires there. I can't do it. And that's why a lot of people, from long before I even put myself in the position I'm in now, where I don't have to rely on anyone, a lot of people aren't around me because I could already foresee what was going to happen. And people don't get that I try to make these decisions beforehand so that it's not obvious that, oh, I'm in a better position, I'm cutting you out. No, I'm cutting you out so that I can be in that better position faster. Because at the end of the day, people have other things in their mind that they deem more important than their livelihood and their future and their stability and their foundation. And I don't get how people can want to do so many dysfunctional things that are the opposite to what they say they want, and then the things they need can't be done because they're doing all of these low vibrational self-destructive things. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like it's more than people needing to grow up, because there's just things you just shouldn't be doing. Like, you be around different people, obviously, at different points in your life, but it gets to a certain point where it's like, who would you call if you needed to rely on somebody? Nobody. And that gets scary when you get older, because those are the people that become actual family to you. Like, I don't believe in family just being blood because of the things that I've experienced. I just don't, that's not me. I had a lot of new family in the last 2 years of my life, and those people I can actually count on. A lot of people don't have that. You just have party friends, and friends that, to be fair, want to help to put you on that path of destruction rather than self-reflection and focusing on shadow work. It's important to have people actually put you in your place more than people that are going to help you to fall out with yourself, because putting you back in your place is putting you back in your path and making you actually acknowledge the things that you're not looking into about yourself. I think it's important, but also at the same time, you shouldn't be centering yourself around the expectations of those people, because that just means you're not centering your life around yourself as much as you should be. And people don't understand that, or people want you to actually put them before you put yourself, which is just so, it's so entitled. And at the same time, when you're trying to redefine or reestablish boundaries with people, it can often seem like you're a different person, or you're changing, or someone's warped your perspective. And that thing really gets on my nerves, because it makes me think, well, why would you want to be around someone weak then? If you think my mind can be molded and shaped by other people, then you two think you can mold and shape my mind and think that I'm that vulnerable. So that just makes me peep people really different, because I'm like, what are you interpreting my actions as then? Also, I really missed doing like, I really missed doing like a full face makeup and just yapping about stuff, because sometimes I'll be talking and I'm like, nah, like, I said something real, like I need to watch that over. If you've got friends that expect you to like answer the phone instantly when everyone's got their own lives, like, come on. I mean, most of my age mates, we're getting to that point where people are getting married or have kids. So, or we're smart enough to, not saying that people aren't smart to have kids early, but if you've got the resources and you've got the support network, do what you gotta do what you must, do what you will, you know. But not everyone has that. So, as I said, smart enough to sort out their foundation before they make such serious decisions, because a lot of people aren't serious about children, and that's why I feel like a lot of people, when it's out of your control, completely valid, I hear it, but let's not keep sugarcoating the fact that people have normalized being a baby mom, being a crash out baby mom, having multiple baby moms, having multiple baby dads, lack of accountability, a lot of deflection. And let's not keep labeling people as, oh, they're trying, or you shouldn't say that, they're a mom, or being a mom is a full-time job. So why are people being part-time crash out, part-time mom then, if it's a full-time job? We can't keep putting hero capes and labels on people that choose these responsibilities for themselves, because they want to shame the people that aren't mothers for speaking out on things that mothers should be doing, but they're not. And I just see it as, good moms are not complaining about people calling out others that take advantage or abuse their children. Every time I'm talking about things, people's mothers messaging me talking about, well, my daughter or my son, or I've struggled, or I'm a single mom. That's not your child's choice, you know? If you're a mother or you're a parent and you've not got an emergency fund, or you've not planned out for how to be a parent if your partner passes away, Not just, oh, they've cheated, so I've broken up with them. Always be about that. Everyone always goes straight to the stereotypical thing of people cheating. People die, you know. If the person you're with and have had children with is the breadwinner, what are you going to do? Because a lot of people just want to have a child now. They don't think of all these other things. Maybe I'm a paranoid person and I overthink too much, but shouldn't you do that? Like, I've had girls tell me, you'll never be ready, you'll never be able to plan, you'll never be able to do this. And I just think, why do we accept that? It doesn't make sense to me. But then again, I shouldn't talk on things that I don't know, right? But, you know, again, it's that infantizing mindset that people want to place on those in society that choose not to make certain decisions because of the way they're thinking about it or because of the actions of others. I think everyone's got too lazy and everyone wants to sugarcoat the fact that people are having children for other reasons, or people have children to be petty or to use those children in the future. It's like a long-term investment plan. Oh, this child will start working and I want to be lazy and I don't want to work, so I'm going to take their money and do what I want with it. And then when that child turns around and wants to leave, you're going to emotionally blackmail them into not leaving, or they have some weird mummy or daddy issues when they grow up. And that's why there's a lot of boys that struggle to actually find a partner because their mothers actually hate the girls. That's a crazy experience in general. Because do you know how awkward that is to say to someone, hey, it's not me, it's not you, it's your mom. Like, that's wild to say to someone. But a lot of people, mom be making excuses for them, and it just shows you, like, a lot of this stems from upbringing. There's guys that are violent, and there's guys that are violent to their mother, and then they're violent to their girlfriend. And then when the girlfriend goes and tells the mom's just like, oh, it'll be fine, you know? Like, woman, what are you talking about? You raised that monster. That mindset is just so delusional. And there's girls like that too. There's girls that be violent and their family knows, oh, they're violent, they're toxic, or they're going to try and trap them or manipulate them, or they're a narcissist. And the guy will be struggling mentally. And what do the parents do? Acts like it's nothing. Oh, he's a bad guy. Make the guy feel bad about the daughter that they know they raised. And these things happen in every community, but at the same time, if I'm not part of all those communities, I ain't going to talk about it. That a lot of this is serious mental health cases that really should have had more nurturing as children, or they should have had a gap where they actually focused on themselves. It's so funny that people will turn to people and say, you should focus on yourself, you should find more self-love, but no one spends enough time to know how to actually do those things, you know. And a lot of the community just keeps turning into a damn Tyler Perry movie, and it's because we allow ourselves to live up to that expectation. Everyone wants to make it seem like we should be giving back to everyone else at that point. Once you get to a certain point, you should give back to all those people that couldn't be bothered to work on themselves, but they hung around you long enough so they feel like they're deserving of all of the things that you have now. And that's crazy manipulation. If you fall for it, then you're a fool as well. Because why would you give away all of what you've worked on for people that haven't even worked on themselves in that time? What can they give you? They can't even give you a conversation of substance, but you're gonna have them around and now give them your black book of secrets and all your connections. Like, I say that because as a creative, there's so many people that I know that can help other people. And if I feel like someone's not serious about themselves, I'm not gonna have them be a reflection of me and now work with somebody that I know, and they're also gonna be unserious and the project's not even gonna get finished. And now it looks like those are people that I take seriously when they don't even take themselves serious. Why would I do that? It's done. It's done. And explaining that to people, I feel like is a waste of time as well. Like, our time is the most precious and the most expensive thing we can give. And to make more money in this life, you have to spend time, and it's more and more and more, and it's just a circle of that going round and round and round. And I don't get how people don't take that seriously. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm so passionate about it because it's like, we don't even know how much time we've got, and people will have people around or call people again and again and again. And I don't understand. Maybe it's a thing that queer people experience, because I just feel like it's kind of hard to tell with certain types of friendships when a girl wants to be your friend and when they're trying to do the smashings galore, because people be expecting so much, and maybe I'm just not good at reading that type of situation, but some things that females be expecting, to me it's like, I don't think that's a friendship, babe. Do the clinginess, that to me that feels like a relationship. It happens from what I'm seeing and reading online. I think this is a thing that happens, like girls be experimenting and test running with other people. With sexuality, people will use other people to explore, and then eventually you're like, wait, you just did that. I realized what you just did. But people don't want to explore with themselves, they want to explore with other people. And it's like, that's all well and good that you want to explore, but why are you exploring in a person? Like, that's a whole another thing that you could be ruining just because you want to understand yourself more. I think it's wrong, and me, I put a stop to that. That's crazy. I'm sorry, I'm not an experiment, not a petting zoo. 626, you know, you can't do that. And calling people out for them trying to test run if they're gay is just also an awkward thing. And I don't like confrontation. I really don't like confrontation. And maybe I need to not see calling people out as an argument or a confrontation, because at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta be confident about knowing that you're right, because sometimes people are actually taking the mick and they know that you don't want to argue, so they will actually just put you in situations where you're now having to be the bad guy. And I just think, as of recently, like, I just realised I'm gonna look like the villain anyway. It doesn't matter what I do. I got people that be watching me, but they've blocked me. Like, I go to press their profile to block them, but they've blocked me. And I'm like, if I'm the problem, why are you watching said problem, you know? Because if I comment or I say something, it's, oh, you need to be the big person, you have a platform. But I actually don't have the energy to be controlling a whole bunch of people. Who y'all think I am, Alihio Bishop? I'm not. Right, it is a hot day, so I am setting my brows. As I was saying, what have I got? 6:50 to live at home. Oh, I saw a topic on TikTok that I thought was interesting. I be on TikTok a lot, I guess. Well, not really, because I be missing out on like UK drama topics, and I'm all for staying out of it, because I don't like when I genuinely know way too much about current things happening, because it makes me feel like I'm gonna subconsciously be manifesting drama in my life when my life is pretty peaceful, because I deserve that. I've asked for that for myself, and I maintain that for myself, as I should. 6:50 to live at home. Guys, your parents are scamming you. Your parents are scamming you. Anyone that thinks that their parents are actually putting that money in another account, you're lying to yourself, and they're lying to you. I watched my video about how I moved out. Yeah, it took a long process, but clearly not everyone understands short-term sacrifices for long-term stability of their foundation, because that's why people just see everything as risky. When it's your future and your peace of mind and your mental health, and you not being blamed and scapegoated for so many things that are out of your control and literally before your existence, sometimes you need to do what you gotta do. Where's my scissors? I'm gonna try some different lashes today though. We're gonna have to deal with what it's like to be no contact, and I just want to say, like, it does get so much better to not have your bedroom be a storage room and be paying rent. That's nuts. It's your money to be your money is such a crazy feeling, like enjoying normal things that you should be able to experience as an adult, because a lot of the time I feel like I'm an adult and a teenager trapped in one, like doing things I wish I did as a teen, as an adult with adult money. But I really could have done this way younger, and I've always had my head pretty screwed on. So, pretty? Pretty screwed on? Yeah, like, some things are tough. Not everything's easy, yeah, but you make the family that you want to have around you, and a lot of the friends that you have around you become family, and some of the family that you have, unfortunate for them, they have to go, and that's fine. You'll find your path, you'll find the things that you love, and the more you're authentic with yourself, the more you're gonna attract things of that same vibration. So this is just a sign to take life more seriously. Yeah, I say all of what I say to say, not everyone's gonna tell you that you're not at your full potential, even if they see you're distracted because you're like helping everyone else too much, or they have ulterior motives and want you to use your craft and your essence to help them get to where they want before they just drop you because you were so distracted helping everyone else that you're not at the point that you should be at to still be around them, and vice versa. There's going to be people that are also doing the same thing, and you may see it as they're not serious about themselves, but they're too serious about helping everybody else that doesn't take them seriously, and then you cut them out because you associate that as them not being serious. It's the same thing. If everyone stayed on their own track and put their energy into the things that they deemed important instead of using other people and knocking other people down, then I feel like things would make more sense. People wouldn't be so drained if they could actually put their energy into themselves and rely on being able to do that efficiently. Because it's not even about like, I think people get caught up on like fame and all these other things, and it's really egotistical that say one person pops off, they all, like, they could be in a group of friends that all expect to be brought up with that friend, but they're not working on themselves or their craft or the things that they do. And that must be such a mind mess up to like get to the point that you want to get to, that you were all planning to get to with each other, but other people had doubts or didn't take themselves seriously or didn't take you seriously. And I guess it's like a soft heartbreak. I think friendship heartbreak is real though, because you can look back and be like, wow, if this person was still around, I'd be able to share this with them. But they didn't take themselves seriously or me seriously, and that's why they're not around. And sometimes I guess that's really boohoo sad. But yeah, that's my makeup. That's everything I had to yap about. Um, yeah, I can't really pinpoint what I'm gonna talk about next, but I think that's everything I had to say. See, bye.